In this daily drop, I'm going to be talking about this setup right here, which is a starting point for a series of videos I'm going to be doing for a client. So let's go. All right, everybody, back in the barn, and today we're going to talk about this. This is not final, though it has been sent off to the client to see and get feedback, and we'll see where it winds up. But I thought it might be a good episode to talk about what's happening here. I'm going to be doing a series, I've actually already started, a series of hybrid articles and videos for Canon U.S.A. They're going to cover a wide range of topics, including things like why RF lenses for video. We're going to be getting into macro lenses, lightweight zooms. There's going to be content on the C400, the camera I'm using right now, the C80, and also some of their mirrorless camera bodies. This is the C70, but it's here as a prop right now for what I was going over with the client. And basically what this project is I write an article about 500 to 1,500 words about a particular topic, and then there will be images and things to support that. And then I also shoot an accompanying video, which is not a duplicate of the article, but basically some of those things and tips, tricks, things people should be aware of about that topic. So that's why it's called a hybrid. There's an article, there's a video. The article and video will probably live together somewhere, but then the article and the video could also live in various places separately. So that's the basic deal. So what you're looking at right now is essentially the exact same setup that I have for the daily drop. The big difference is that the table covering is different. Obviously, the lighting behind me and the background is different, but everything else is pretty much the same. I mean, the key light is the Nanlite 300B2 going through a 60-inch softbox or 150 centimeter softbox. It's got magic cloth on the front. I've got the PavoSlim 120C over there. That's also just at about, right now, about 12%. We might increase, decrease that as a kicker. This is the standard setup for the daily drop. One difference just coming to mind for me that will happen when we actually shoot the videos is that the depth of field will probably change. So right now we're at a 2.8. I'll probably stop down to somewhere between a 4 and an 8 split. That would be a 5.6 exactly, but it might be a 5.6 to 8 split. It might be a 4 to 5.6 split. It really just depends, because when you're doing tabletop stuff like this, you want to make sure that all of the objects that you have in the frame are in focus. And this is just a camera. There will be a B camera coming in from camera left side, which will be getting close-ups of things. So that's really where you've got to make sure on a longer lens you get enough depth of field so that every part of the thing that you're talking about is in focus. The big differences, as I said before, are the table itself with this covering here. This is, this is stuff that you can buy at a Joann's Fabrics or a Michael's or any kind of place like that. I actually bought this on Amazon. Joann's is going out of business. And Canon's color is red. So we don't know if this red is going to be a pass or if I'm going to have to get something else that is used for the table covering. It came folded. I still have a little bit more work to do with a hair dryer to just sort of get the creases out of here and tighten this up a little bit, but it's getting there. And then I would say the big difference is the background and also the light fixture that's being used for that background. So this is a large gray background and basically a neutral gray. And then what I have is I have the Forza 60C, which is an RGB ACL unit. And that has the 36-degree spotlight attachment on it and a gobo or a go-between, which is just throwing this pattern on here. This is at a 0-degree hue, so obviously red. It's at full saturation. It's at full intensity. I would say that it's roughly 3 meters or so, about 10 feet away from the background, maybe a little bit more than that. And whether we go with this gobo, whether the red is de-intensified or desaturated really or not, or we go with something a little bit different, hasn't been decided. But at least this is the starting point for what would be the set for the videos related to this series. So again, the article and the video do not need to match. The topic will match in terms of what I'm talking about. But the whole idea is that you read the article, and then if you do watch the video, it's just not a duplication of the article. You're getting something else out of the video. Or if you watch the video and then you went and read the article, there would be slightly different information in the article. That's the deal. So we're waiting to hear from the client if this is the direction they want to go in. But I figured whether they do or don't, it makes sense to do an episode of the Daily Drop. Sometimes it's good to see the process as it's happening as opposed to the final. And who knows, maybe this is the final. I think there's some tweaks that I want to make. They're not huge, but there's definitely some things. And I think the lighting will get tweaked a little bit. I might bring the key in a little bit closer, so I have a larger, basically, key light. And we'll see what happens here with this little kicker backlight and what intensity that winds up at. There you go. Don't forget to. And I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.